Hi.
Hi.
Slide over. People can't see you. You're invisible.
Nobody wants to see me.
Everyone wants to see you because you're beautiful. You're getting a notification.
It's that we went live.
Is it? Did we?
It says you are live, so I'm assuming.
Sweet. We are live. So let's make fun of some stuff. Shall we? Yes. Yes, we shall. Well, something jumps out at me right away, and that is this Tippmann 98 high performance paintball gun. Although it does say that on the box, to be fair to them. For $80. Yeah, that's an Allison Park. That's right here.
You don't get the barrel. But you do get
It comes without a barrel?
Yes, but
Minus
you get
the barrel.
a mask, gloves, and an extra hopper.
Yeah, the mask is nothing.
I can't even see the mask.
It's right there.
The gloves.
Yeah, that's not legal anymore. The tank is no good. The hoppers are fine, whatever. Squeegee's no good. Barrel, that's a barrel plug, which a lot of fields won't allow anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Lube is probably still good, but the Tippmann 98, it's worth maybe,
You can get
I
a
don't
new
know,
one
20
for.
bucks?
You can get a new one for 80, can't you?
I think so, yeah. So that's
I don't want your construction.
they're not selling paint.
They are
though.
not selling paint.
So here's something. A
Is that a
Piranha. No, it's a Piranha. It's worth maybe $10, and they're selling it for $200.
You get a mask.
Yeah, that's the crappy mask. They'd probably allow it on a paintball field, but it's pretty crappy. Adjust and is fog resistant. Yeah, that's nowhere near $200. That's like $5, maybe.
It comes with a paintball feeder, though.
Paintball what?
A paintball feeder.
Oh, paintball feeder. Paintball feeder. Well, isn't that nice? And what is this a picture of?
I think that's a picture of the mask.
Okay. $200 for that they're asking. That's interesting.
What's this one that has the C2?
This one? Lots of CO2 tanks, 2 crappy masks,
Paint.
paint, a lot
That
of paint,
looks like it's older than I am.
a case, and then I don't know what kind of gun that is.
You get 2 barrels, though.
$150. Yeah, this is. I don't know what kind of gun that is, but I doubt that it's worth
You can get that hopper for what?
$3? $3 maybe?
Nobody wants your paint. Nobody wants your crappy old masks, your CO2 tanks, and your paint. First of all, you can't get anything
Where
with
is
your paint.
Saginaw? I don't know where that is.
I don't know.
Michigan? Why did that show up on Pittsburgh Craigslist? Okay.
Because it is in Pittsburgh.
Let's see. So an A5 with set accessories, $150.
Helmet?
It is a helmet. That helmet probably is worth $20.
You get a paintball guide.
The
You
case,
get a nice case.
That's a pretty nice case you get with it. That looks like a tool case. It's probably worth another $15. This is not worth $150, but it's not outrageous.
A ton of accessories.
I would say everything here is probably worth maybe $100 at most, $75. So still asking a lot more than they should be asking. What was this one? This one is.
Make me an offer and it's all yours. Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants your paint.
I don't think that anyone.
Nobody wants your gravity fed
I don't think
hoppers.
this guy could pay me to take this stuff from him.
Nobody wants your CO2 tanks. I mean, I guess I'll take your gravity fed hopper. I don't want your CO2 tanks, and I definitely don't want your paint.
Well, that's all the stuff. That's all the new stuff that's on here. But this one right here, $200 for that. That's
Where's
outrageous.
Smithton?
It's down south on 70. Right off of I-70. $200 for this. That's, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. That's all I gotta say. That's all.
That's all.
Of all the things I could say, that's the only thing I'm going to say. Or I have to say. Yeah. Well, we still have absolutely 0 people. It says 1, but I think that's us.
I don't understand that.
What?
The one person.
Why no one likes us?
No, I could probably pick a couple reasons why people don't like us.
Why is that? Tell me. Tell me why people don't like us. Oh, here. Hey, pup. Hey, Lokadoo. I'm ready. I'm ready. Tell us. Tell the people why they don't like us.
We could appear cocky. Language. The pupperoon. But I love the pupperoon.
But he's so cute. Speaking of the pupperoon, all right, everybody. This is the puppy's one of the puppy's new favoritist toy. It's a heart. I don't know. It came out of, I guess, one of its animals.
I think it came out of that lion that we got.
But that is so creepy. It's a squeaky heart.
Yeah, we now have no watchers. See?
Yeah.
We're downgraded.
We've been downgraded.
Where is our team? Our team consists of at least 5 people. And then where's my Xavier? And where's my Alex? Like, I own Xavier, I don't. Or Alex. I mean, they're their own people. Maybe that's why people don't like me.
Because you own them? You own them?
I just claim people and say mine.
They are mine now.
Like I have that power.
These people are mine. They belong to me.
I still don't understand that participants thing.
I think it's whoever's like talking. So if they message at all, then they're a participant. No, the puppy. That's too loud, puppy.
Go get your ball. Go get your ball.
Get a lighter toy. Something that's not going to make so much noise, babe.
Go give me your ball.
He doesn't want to. That's what he wants to play with right there.
He wants to play with that.
That's the toy he has chosen. It is one of his favorite toys. So let's talk about how we did at the 5-man MagFed tournament at Slaughterhouse Paintball. By the way, Slaughterhouse Paintball, they are a good field. Go there. They are one of our sponsors. Thank you very much to them. But so we went to our very first ever MagFed tournament. For some of us, it was our very first MagFed game.
For some of us, it was our very first tournament.
That's true. That's true. So everything was against us from the beginning.
Everything.
We were supposed to have a 5th person. So it was A-Dog, myself, Eric, and Colin that went. And we were told we had a 5th person who didn't have a team to join, but he wanted one to join, so he was going to join us. Well, the night before, I was trying to make some plans, and I messaged him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to that. I thought you knew that." And I was like, "No." So the Xavier, who owns the field, had linked us up, and I guess there was a miscommunication between the two. And yeah, so he didn't go, so there were only 4 of us, and for a 5-man tournament. So that's obviously one downfall there. And unfortunately, there was only one other team that was there for the tournament. So it was basically just like an open play, essentially. But you had to be using MagFed, so we had many disadvantages. One, we had one less person. Now, one of their 5 was a young kid. He was, 9?
I don't know how old
he was. A young kid.
He's probably less than 11.
But they gave him a die dam with a box loader. So, I don't care how young you are. If you have a die dam with a box loader and you're shooting full auto, you can do some damage. So there's that. But Minion brought his shield, and he loves his shield. I can never play that way, but that's how he plays.
He does love his shield.
I mean, he's proud of his shield. He's done good work for the shield.
First game off the bat, he runs and he bites it, and he jumped right back up and kept running, and
I missed that.
You did miss it because you went up the hill and we went down because you told him to go down the ravine. And he ran and he tripped over. I don't know if he tripped over the shield nonetheless.
Hey, what are you doing?
Or he just tripped over a branch or his own feet. But he went down and the shield went on top of him. He got up pretty fast though. He kind of rolled into it. And then he told you, he's like, I can't go down that ravine. It's not suitable for this.
Loki, stop chewing the carpet. I missed that. But
You did, you ran.
it was also definitely our first experience with first strikes, not playing against them, but playing with them. Also, the guns that I bought, I had to get these particular guns because
There's nothing else?
the ones we wanted to get, well, first of all, I wanted the MG100, which isn't even released yet. I thought it would be by now. It's not. Then we were recommended another one, which was fairly light for her. They were sold out. And then the slightly bigger version of that one was sold out. So I went for the next cheap small one, which is still as big as your whole leg.
It's
Weighs twice as much as any gun that we're used to, mechanical gun or speedball gun. And, MagFed is certainly new to us. I've played 2 or 3 rounds of MagFed in the past, just open play.
I played 2.
You played 2.
And I failed miserably.
Colin's new to the game in general, let alone MagFed. And then Eric has some experience with MagFed because his first gun was a TMC. So
I mean, he's primarily MagFed. He has his pistol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was really the one that had the MagFed experience. So I enjoy how far and straight the first strikes shoot. I do enjoy that. That was nice. The issue is I can't aim correctly with the MagFed gun, and I've decided pretty certainly that it's because of usually on the guns we use, the tank's here, and then the gun comes up and is up here, and I aim down the barrel. That's how I aim my guns. Well, with this one, you can't do that because it's all right here. It's not up higher.
I noticed that if I tried to do that, if I tried to go down the barrel, that I was completely off. But if I moved my gun down and I looked over the barrel, I had better aim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm sure at some point I'll get better at it if I keep playing with it, as will you. But being as this was our first real experience with it, I was not doing good as far as aiming. So even though the first strikes fly straighter and farther than round ball, I'm definitely more accurate with a round ball. And after the tournament that we played, we just did some open play, and I took my pump out, and I did so much better with my pump than I did with the first strikes. It's amazing how much more accurate I am, just because of aiming down the barrel. But so we had 4, they had 5, but like I said, one was a young kid, but they gave him a die damn with a box loader.
He also isn't new to the game.
Yeah, he's played. Yeah, he's played.
Scenarios. His dad's been playing for a while, so I'm sure he's had a paintball gun in his hand at a very young age. So let's not take his age in factor, because we also had children. Like, we have kids on our team.
It's true. Eric is only 17, so again, he's experienced, he's played scenarios, blah, blah, blah. He's not a bad player, but he is a kid too, but he's 17 as opposed to 10.
Yes. So in the long run, yes, they had a 10-year-old versus everyone on that team is over 25. And they may all be over 30. Except for him. So, but he held his own. He was tiny. He could creep, in and out. He got behind Minion a couple of times. So, I give it to him. He was out there with the big boys. Yeah. I applaud that cat. I mean...
But so obviously the team we were playing against, they are very experienced with MagFed, and they're very experienced with Slaughterhouse. That is their home field. So that was against us as well. So yeah, things were against us, but I'm pretty proud of how we did, all things considered. I had, I think, 3 kills and 1 flag / stick. Aw, Xavier, that's nice. He takes full responsibility. We should have had a 5th. Well, you should take full responsibility. No, I mean, it's not your fault. He didn't tell you. I mean, even so, so Xavier showed me the conversation that they had, and it said that he was a tentative yes, but that was it. That was all the conversation they had, and that was weeks ago. So like that was like 2 weeks ago. So what happened between there and the night before on Saturday night when I messaged him? Why didn't he tell anybody he wasn't going to be there? I don't know, because I would have kept looking, and if we hadn't found anyone else, then that would have been on us. But it was on.
It was
on
his
him,
responsibility.
It was so.
He could have said. First of all, he didn't have to wait until you messaged him.
Yeah, he could have messaged us.
He
Or
could have
messaged
messaged
Xavier.
You, or he could have messaged Xavier
And said,
hey,
I'm not going to be there. I don't understand why he did
So that's
that.
technically on him. Like, you know, I don't think Xavier should take all of the responsibility. Just
Hey, pup.
let us know.
Hey, pup. What's going on?
But I have 1.5 shining moments. My one moment is that I got Ryan out. So I'm going to take that as a good shining moment. And then, I think it was the last game, I asked Colin to move up, and as he moved up, I moved up. And I could see where Ryan was. And I whizzed a couple, I think I maybe whizzed one or two past him before the actual end of the game was up. But he walked over to me after the end, and he's like, I saw that blue visor, and I wasn't going anywhere because he was going to run up on Colin. And then he saw me, and I just felt so proud. I was like, I'm horrible right now. Like, this is not my game. I don't know this field, so I don't have any advantage of, where's my good spot. And not that I go to the same places at Three Rivers or P3, but you know where you can be successful at P3. You know the places that you would never go. And Three Rivers. I'm never going into the tower on at Three Rivers. I'm just not doing that. I'm not going to get stuck up there. I don't like going in down there because I don't want to get shot from 2 feet away. So that was a disadvantage of just not being comfortable on a field. Not taking anything away from the field, but just not being comfortable.
That toy's too loud, baby. You gotta get a quieter toy.
Xavier has been doing a lot of work and trying to make it better than it was when we went to Atlas. And so it's not even the same when we went to Atlas. So I had no reference.
It's true. Everything was different. Well, not quite
not
everything, but it was different enough.
There were differences and there were add-ons.
I don't know who different people are. There were like 8 people there that weren't us. One of them's you. There's you and your sister and your mom, and then and then the 2 teams. That was it. So I don't know who these people are.
His entire family helps him run that field.
That's true. But yeah, I mean,
you gotta love it.
I feel like we did well, considering everything. And so I think during the gameplay, I got 3 kills and then 3 stick flag things. That was the only stick flag thing we got the whole game, the whole tournament.
You said 3. You said 3 kills and 3 stick flag things. Did you get 3 or did
No, I got 1 stick flag thing.
Okay.
3 kills, 1 stick flag thing. I say stick flag thing because the rules state that they were going to be flags, and then there was talk of slapsticks, but apparently that didn't happen either. So what happened was there were these little PVC pipes. One was blue, one was red, and they were both just sitting on top of barrels, and you had to remove the opposite color, which is fine. I mean, it works just fine. It's just funny because I don't know what to call them.
Firecracker.
But I've had several people ask they weren't there, and they were impressed with what they told them at least. Well, I guess that's a nice thing.
I'll take an impressive.
Yeah. I don't know. There was. I don't know if. Colin did well considering that was his first.
Let's talk about Colin for a second.
Okay, we're going to talk about Colin for 1 second.
Or maybe a couple. The boy, I have played with him twice now. And he's gotten either hit in the hand or his hand has been cut at least 5 different times. And I don't know what he does. I don't know where he's going. I don't know how he gets hit in the hand so much. But legitimately, from when we played Black Hawk Down, he fell and hurt his hand. Then he got shot in the hand. And it was this hand. Because it was like, it looked like it went through. Because he got a bruise here and a bruise there. I don't know what would be going through, but it looked like something had gone through his hand. Then he scraped this side of his hand. Hi, Alex. So, like, and then he gets shot with a first strike in his trigger finger in the MagFed tournament, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
It was a good, looked like a pretty painful shot too, because it was bleeding. I think it bent the nail back is what happened, but.
We need to get that boy gloves.
First official use of
the award goes to Colin.
I'm thinking it probably hit him like there and bent his nail back, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he took it pretty hard because he got shot from maybe 2-3 feet away on that one. He made what was a stupid move because Xavier, I will put a little bit of blame on you in this one, but only a little bit. I've done it myself. You called the game over when he was still in the game. I've done that myself, so like I'm not holding it against you. But because of that, I was just about to go over to you and say, hey, it's not over yet. But he heard you saying that, so he ran out from cover, just like dove over trying to get a kill. And Bobby saw him and just wailed on him and got him right in the finger. So,
we need to get that boy gloves.
Yeah, he does need gloves. I have some gloves I'm going to give him. But, so, I have to say about Colin, and to Colin, if he does watch this, which he probably won't because he's a bad teammate when it comes to videos, is you're a good teammate. Right after I say you're a bad teammate. Because he's already been to 2 events this year. We've done 3, and he's been to 2 of them. So, awesome. And so there was a scenario at Black Hawk Down, and then he went to the 5-man tournament. And considering that was his first tournament ever, and like he's still only played maybe at most 5 times, I'm pretty impressed with how well he did, all things considered. So good job, Colin. I don't know if he actually got any kills or anything, but the fact that he was there, he played his heart out. He got injured and still kept on trucking.
Then he tried to take his, the Tippmann.
His ball fell under there.
It's not under there, though.
Yeah, it's there.
But I don't know where it is.
And then...
oh, I see it.
And Eric, he always does well. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the shield. We talked about this. It is absolutely not my gameplay, and it slows you down. It has to. It has to slow you down, and I mean it has its ups. I have no doubt that it helped against the box mag, but like I could never use it. That's for sure. We ended up getting MCS. Through MCS, we got the Vortex, which is basically a mag-fed adapted A5. So it's a Tippmann A5 that they put a magazine loader on, essentially. So I mean, I want to give a big thanks to the whole team for being there and playing their hearts out despite everything. But yeah,
I go where you go, so.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all right. But we had fun. I mean, that's what really matters. It was a shame that there was only, 2 teams, us included. That's good first. Yeah, except that it's too big and too heavy.
It is quite heavy, and when we were doing our little practice drills, I tried to run with it, and I just got used to running in in the woods with my gun and try not to be delayed by my corgi legs, as everybody so fondly likes to refer to them as. So now that I got a gun attached to me as long as my leg, I should just use it as a walking stick.
You could. You could use it as a walking stick.
I give props to people who do mag fed. I enjoy my mechanical or my electric. I like my tiny little gun, although pistol power, just saying.
And I offered to get her a Tipex, but she said no. Actually, I offered to get her the first strike pistol so we could do first strikes with it instead of a Tipex.
I know, I was afraid of them. And then I tried.
And then she tried one and she liked it, but by that point I had ordered the guns, so it was too late.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all your fault. It's all her fault. But yeah, we did good. It was a good time. That's really what matters. I don't know what the score was. Xavier, if you could tell us what the score was. I know we lost. I think we got 1 point and they got... I mean, they had to have had at least 5, I would think. I do know...
We got pwned. Let's be honest. We got pwned.
I do know that they had 2-point deductions for overshooting. So, Bobby, if you ever watch this, bring it down. Bring it down a notch. Bring it down a notch.
Maybe 2 notches.
Because we did not say anything about the overshooting at all to anyone. But it was called by the refs. Yeah. So I don't know which ref it was that
Maddie
called
it.
Oh, was it? Okay, so Maddie...
Because Maddie came up to me when I was by myself after you got out, and this was when I thought I was just dead in the water. I thought I had Dana coming this way, I had Bobby coming this way, and I was like, somebody's going to come at me at 2 feet and just blast me with something. And I wouldn't call it lit up. I got overshot. And the sucky thing is I got hit in the arm, my elbow pit. And that, not that it like really hurts, but every time I bend my elbow, it presses against itself. And so that hurts. So that's really sucky to get shot at. But she told me after the fact, she's like, I thought you got overshot, so I called it. Because everyone was like, are you fine? I was like, this is the game. Like, if you can't take a shot, like, it pissed me off, but what was I going to do? Complain to Xavier? Boo-hoo. He overshot me? Like, that's not something I was going to do.
So that was one, and then he overshot Eric a little later. And, Alex, to your point, he had a die dam with a box loader. So there was 1 box loader allowed per team and 1 shield allowed per team.
Did he have the box loader when
he shot
Eric?
Yeah.
Because Eric got...
And Eric took it in the neck.
He took like 3 shots right here, and he had 1 like bad bruise, but there was no blood. But I mean, 1 shot in the neck is worse. 3 shots coming at you.
So yeah, again, both of those were called by the ref at the time. Like, we didn't complain about it or anything. I'm not one to do that. At least not like to an official. I'll complain about it to my team. It is an upside down hopper, that's exactly right. Which is why it's limited to 1 per team. I have no problem with the fact that there was a box loader. We're allowed to have shields too. It just put us at an even bigger disadvantage. Like, if we had 5, it would not have been an issue in the slightest. Because we had a shield. They didn't. Or if, there's that. And when it was in Bobby's son's hand, what was his name? The kid.
Xander.
Xander. So when it was in Xander's, I'm fine with him having it too, because again, he's a kid. Now he was doing some damage with it. Like, he's not a bad player by any means.
No.
But
he's sneaky and tiny, which makes for a good player.
It's Zayden.
Oh, Zayden. I'm so sorry.
1-0 to KC round wise. What's KC? But the points ended up being 9-1. So we lost pretty darn badly, 9-1. I'm proud of my 1 stick flag thingy.
I'm proud of my 1 kill. So.
But yeah, in any case, I think so. I guess they would have had 11 points if they didn't get those 2 deductions there. So yeah, tell him to tone it down just a little bit, because he talks about how he tries not to overshoot and everything, but his actions speak otherwise. And being a pump player, I'm not one to overshoot by any means. um, so that was the only issue we had, as far as playing went. And it's not like he was mean about it. He just shoots fast. But good sportsmanship all around. We had a good time with them. Like in between rounds, lots of laughter and talking, and very very good time. Otherwise, so Xavier, we told you we'd think on it, and if we came up with any suggestions on how to make things better. MagFed boys don't know how to act when we get full auto. Well, he plays with that gun, as far as I know, quite often, so he should know how to play with it. But in any case, I thought of two things that you can improve on. So one is back the start positions back a little bit. So get the start boxes a little farther apart. I understand why you moved them from their standards, but I think they were just a little too close together, and it didn't give for a woods ball tournament. It's MagFed but it's in the woods. We should be a little bit more spread out, I think. So that was one. The other is that the flag stations were a little hard to see. So if you had put in the slapsticks or even just flags, they would have been easier to see because they would, I assume, white. So it was just really hard to when you're not familiar with the field very very well, which certainly two of our teammates had never played on that field at all, and the two of us have only played there once. They were really hard to find, and I know you pointed them out to us, but when you're in the game and you've only played there once or never at all, they're just a little hard to see.
I honestly had no idea where they were, and I was trying to pinpoint them out, because I got pretty close to, I guess, the center from where our station, or where our spawns were. And if you showed them to me, I must have not been paying attention, or I wasn't on the field. But that was my only gripe, I guess, if I have any, if gripe's the right word, is that I had no idea where those flag things were at all.
And as far as the starting position being a little too close, I say that because in speedball, you can see each other's spawns as you start. That's the whole point. It's speedball. With woods ball, it should be a slower paced game, in my opinion. There's more sneaking involved. At least that's how I feel woods ball is. So the fact that you could actually shoot each other from each other's spawns, I just feel is a little too close, for a woods ball tournament. That's probably opinion. But that's what I would want. I would want to see them backed up just a little bit, because it seemed like you took 3 steps and you were at the flag, which is, a little fast, a little soon. I'd back them up just a little bit.
But I appreciate, and I want to, because I like the compliment sandwich. I appreciate how you will see something not working, give us a 5 to 10 minute break, and figure out how to fix it. You're very good at improvising and making changes on the fly and fixing something that is absolutely not working right then and there, instead of waiting, for the next go around or the next tournament or the next game. You try to fix it immediately, and you try to make sure that everybody knows it, because you did that with Atlas too. If something wasn't working, you are always there trying to make it better at that moment, instead of taking notes and reevaluating after the fact. So I really appreciate that. And I think you should be commended for that.
Indeed. As we've talked about before, and as we mentioned to you that day, it's not, for us, if a game is good or bad, matters less to us than if we can tell that the people running the game are trying. Obviously, a good game is always better than a bad game. There's no question about that. But if you can tell that effort is being put into it and they're trying to make it as good as they can, things have gone wrong, but you can tell they're trying, I would rather have that any day than like a decent game that they just aren't putting any effort into. So, thank you for doing what you do.
Going back to some of the production companies and the people who create games, I'm sure we see a lot of things that go wrong, or we don't see all of the things that probably go wrong at Mission Masters before it gets on the field. I'm sure that they test missions, or they've been a production company for a very long time. Probably in the beginning, I'm sure they had one or two scenarios that were awful.
I have no doubt.
And they give a shit. They care. They want to make it better every year. That's probably why they do Black Hawk Down so often. Maybe they just want to keep making it better, and they have a lot of material to work with to make it better. But you can tell the people who they seem to care or they seem to like it, but after you play it, you realize that nothing's really changed. How many times can you do, so many people do D-Day, you gotta bring your A game. You gotta bring something special to the table.
Yeah, and even Ion, the only thing special about Ion really is how big it is. It's the same every year. It really is. So I enjoy it because of the fact that it's just so big, and that makes it different than everything else. But as far as is this year going to be different than last year was? No. Was last year different than the year before? No. Pretty much the same every year.
Sometimes we're in a different location.
Yeah, we go to a different location. That makes it... and going to a different location does change your gameplay, so it makes it a little different every year.
And also the missions.
But as far as... No, they're pretty much always the same.
We had different props.
The spawn points are always the same. The dynamics are always the same. The basic overlay of the game is essentially the same. The only thing that I know of that changes would be the French missions. I think the French put more effort in than the actual field does.
Maybe they do.
But so if it wasn't the biggest one, I'm sure that if it was not the biggest game, if it was not what it is, I would not spend the effort to get out there and play it, because it is the same thing over and over again. And they put a lot of effort in as far as it takes a lot of effort to run that thing, but they don't put a lot of effort in as in the game dynamics change. And it's true, there's only so much you can change.
Going into skirmish and discussing that, every year there has been a ref discrepancy of when Germans are allowed on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have skirmish refs that are or you have the German officials and the German Ion refs saying, get your ass on the field. Then you have a skirmish ref standing on the borderline saying no. So 25 minutes of trying to figure out on the field, and your German general shouldn't have to go talk to a skirmish ref. That irritates me. You do this game every damn year. You've changed the time frame of when we go on. Why does not everybody know? Because they did that at the beach as well. We were supposed to get
Loki.
The first hour, they were scoring us. And they were like, you have to punch out, and if you get there, you have to get off the field and go back on. And then it was, no, you just have to check in with the ref when you get out and then go back in. And nobody knew what they were supposed to do. So you had some refs checking your card. You had other refs not checking your card. And you have no idea what's going on. You do this game every year. You've done it for how long? Have they done
12 years.
12 years? Get your shit together.
That's true. So... they put a lot of effort in as far as keeping the area clean. They check everyone in really efficiently. They get everyone on the field efficiently as far as checking the velocity on guns and things. They're very good about porta-johns and cleaning and all that stuff. But as far as the game dynamics, and they could use some work. So yeah, it's more about, do they put the effort in than does it work. As I said, we'd always prefer a game that works over one that doesn't, but it's really about the effort that you put in that makes it work.
And sometimes it's not your fault that it doesn't work.
That's true. That's
You
true.
could have everything planned, but depending on the number of people or just depending on time circumstances or the type of players you have, that mission or that objective that you thought was really cool may be a complete failure.
Indeed. For sure. But the point is that we did very poorly at, at the tournament. We did very poorly.
But we were there.
Apparently
we did
9-1.
We did not give up.
Well, I was about to like just throw in the towel, but I asked how much time was left, and I was told there was 3 minutes and like 20 seconds, and I said, okay, let's. Let's just finish it out, and I'm glad we did because that's how we got our 1 point. We got our 1 point in the last 3 minutes, but I was considering just giving up because it was by that point it was what 8 it was 9-0 or 8-0 at that point, so yeah. But when he said there was 3 minutes left, I just let's finish it, let's just do it, and they were apparently running down the clock. They were just gonna, that's how I managed to get up there, because they were just kind of sitting back waiting for the clock to run out, which makes sense from their point of view why they'd do that. That's what I would have done. They were winning as good as they were.
You know, you don't get better unless you play teams that are better than you. So.
That is true.
Unfortunately, they are outstandingly better than we are in MagFed. At MagFed.
Yep. I think that if we made
Coco.
If we played everything the same except mechanicals only or pumps only,
Well,
I think
pump is a whole different situation.
I think we would have kicked their asses at any of those, because they're as unfamiliar with our game dynamic as we are with theirs. So
I think if you couldn't give Dana a pistol and you gave her a mini, she probably, I mean, I'm sure she'd still play her game and still be kick-ass, but she wouldn't be as sneaky and
probably
awesome as a pistol as she is. I don't want to take away any of her talent or tear her down, because that's not what this is about, but I use her specifically because she runs pistols and she gets behind a building and she'll run up on you and get real sneaky. As you should if you are tiny.
So there you go, Xavier. That should be your next tournament, pump only. Done. We're ready for it. Let's
Bring Tim Toy in.
Speaking of pump only, now that we have a special guest, Coco, Eric would like to know where his pump is and why he does not yet have it.
He legitimately asks us
every time he sees us.
He's like,
every
"What's
time
Coco doing?" And I'm like,
he says, "Where's my pump at?" I'm like, "How do I know? Why don't you?"
I don't have like
tags
tags on Coco. I don't talk to him every day. I don't follow him around.
So he would like to know if it's done, and if not, why not. So if you could contact him and let him know, or just let me know right now so I can let him know. He'd like to know where his pump's at. But yeah, so the next tournament definitely should be a pump-only tournament at Slaughterhouse. That would be a good one.
I think a lot of people would do that.
I think a
lot of people
would be interested. I don't know how many people would actually be able to go, because you have to have a pump.
Okay, well, you got Jim. And Jim will just tear you to pieces. And you got Tim Toy, who would probably tear you to pieces too.
I don't know if Tim Toy would go, though, because that's like 3 hours away from him.
I feel like if you asked Tim Toy, he would.
It's in your dresser.
We told him that you were busy. But every day, like every time we see him, what's Coco doing with my pump? What's Coco doing with my gun? What's Coco doing? And I was like, I don't know what Coco's doing. Coco has his own life.
What is your dog doing?
I don't know. Loco Bill!
I'm hearing noises out there. I don't like them. I don't like the noises that I'm hearing. I got nothing else to talk about.
I don't know.
What do we got to talk about? Anybody? Actually, I do. I'll mention 2 things I just think are interesting. We have been recruited for 2 different games that are months away. Like, I'm an early prepper, but geez, man. We got recruited for
Temple
of Doom, which is When is that? September?
August 17th.
It's mid-August, and then August 31st is Reapers 2, and we got recruited for that one. I even asked Paul when he was talking to us about it. I was like, "Did I fall asleep and miss the end of May and all of June and July?"
August 17th and August 31st.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I'm a prepper, but geez,
you are a prepper. You're talking about Ion. You talk about Ion in December.
Yeah, how I want to go, not like what's happening. What's the plans?
That would mess you up. You'd get too sad about it. You try not to think about it.
I try not to think, but every once in a while it pops into my head. But
then you get sad about it. They want us now because they know someone else will scoop us up.
Scoop us up.
Word, I can be scooped.
You can be scooped. It's true. You're quite small. We are not playing Seeds this weekend for multiple reasons. Reason number one, we have other things to do, unfortunately. Reason number two, Adriana does not want to play a speedball tournament until she has practiced speedball, which we never seem to be able to do. And reason number three, I don't really want to, just because we would be bad at it. We would be very, very bad at it. Probably worse than we did.
Failed at MagFed.
Worse than we did at the MagFed tournament, I'm sure. I mean, I would do it. Like last year, Eric asked if we could do it, and I said I would.
I don't even know.
I don't really want to, but I would. It's just a speedball, 3-man speedball tournament. To the scooping. He wants to scoop you. And get practicing.
Adorable.
What would the girlfriend say about that? Get to the practicing. I agree. Get to the practicing, girl.
I need to start sliding on the bed.
Well, then slide on the bed. Slide in the backyard. Slide somewhere.
I'll land in poo and
Speaking
rocks.
of which, go pick up some poop.
You go pick up some poop.
It's your dog.
It's your dog.
No, it's your dog.
When he poos, he's good. He's not
It's
chilling
your
in the house.
responsibility to clean up the dog poop. It's your dog. Anyway, my point is, it's a little early to be thinking about these things, but in the past week we got recruited for both of them. But Paul's going a little nuts with it. He's like actually making plans, as opposed to Jason messaged us and asked us if we'd be on his team, but that was about it. He just like asked us if we'd be on his team.
I think it's because the other general, and I don't know who this other general is already planning, so he has to step up.
What else is he going to be planning this far ahead?
I don't know.
Do we even know the game dynamics yet?
I don't know. Doesn't Kivo write the game dynamics?
Yes.
Well, text Kivo and be like, Kivo, do we even have the game dynamics?
And he'd probably say no.
He's probably like, what game dynamics?
Well, yeah, for what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What game? Yeah,
what day is it?
because they haven't been written yet. I mean, I'm sure he is in the process
I'm
of
sure
writing
he
them.
has stuff down.
I have no doubt that they have stuff, but I'm sure it's not done yet. It's still two and a half months away. So, I don't know. Yeah, them scenario people. That's right. That's right, them scenario people.
Give me a puzzle. Let me hold a button.
I don't know if there'll be puzzles. There will be buttons and switches. They got like a briefcase with a thing in it. I don't want to go into any details because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but there's stuff. There's things.
There's
things are happening.
You and Kivo,
There'll be
best
interesting.
friends over here.
There'll be
you know
interesting
everything.
things happening. I mean, I'm
Surprised
not
they're
sure.
letting us play.
Well, we don't know any of the game dynamics. I'm sure Paul knows more than we do, but
Paul knows everything.
that's because Paul is lord of
P3?
yeah.
He is pretty much Lord of P3.
He's the general. But I got nothing else to talk about, so unless anyone has anything they want to talk about, ask away, tell away. Ask, ask my opinion on something.
Yeah, we so interesting.
Ask her to take her clothes off. Things will happen.
I think YouTube would have an issue with that.
I didn't say get naked. I said take some clothes off. There's a difference.
How do you know that I don't have my pants on right now? Like, they don't know that. I could have
It's
no pants
true.
on.
They don't know that. They don't know that. It's true. When is Ion? That would be July 12, 13, and 14.
Yeah.
July 12th, 13th,
Are you
14th.
coming?
We hope that you'll join us again, but I understand if you don't because it was not your gameplay. I understand that.
Okay, it's not my gameplay. I still go every year. I command you as a company commander. I'm just commanding.
She's commanding that you be there. I am understanding if you don't go, but she'll be mad at you apparently.
I will be real mad.
But let me check. Yeah, 12, 13, and 14. I plan on heading up Thursday afternoon. And then she'll, depending on who is all going and the ride dynamics, she'll be either going with me or Friday at some point. He's not going to Ion. He's just asking so he knows not to visit us that weekend. Look at that face.
Not coming to Mario, not coming to Ion. Do you want to see me at all?
He says it costs many monies.
So does going to New York, which you were there this weekend. And New York is more expensive than the Poconos and Pittsburgh. Yeah. This is what you get for being friends with me on Snapchat. I follow everybody. I don't post anything. I just follow, make sure I know what's happening with everybody. And I'm
Creeper.
kidding.
Creeper.
No. Creeping is if you like search their phone, follow them on Facebook when you're not friends with them. You allow me to watch your story because you're friends with me on Snapchat. That's not creepy. You post your story so people follow you and watch you.
That's why I don't post anything, so people don't follow me.
I don't.
You can't creep on me if I don't post anything to be creepy on.
I don't.
He did not pay to go to New York City. It was a family trip.
I see.
So I'm sure he'd go to Ion if it was free too. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm not willing to pay for you to go to Ion. It's not going to happen. You might have a good chance if you ask her, but I'm not paying for you.
What do I get if I pay for his Ion trip?
Don't ask me.
No, I'm asking him. What do I get?
His cuteness. You get someone that's actually shorter than you to show
I
up.
don't think he's shorter than
You're
me.
right. You get a male that's the same size, therefore comparatively shorter.
He told me that he was gonna pick me up like a sack of potatoes at Mario, and now he's not coming to Mario either.
Because he doesn't actually like us.
That's sad.
That's a long sentence. Well, maybe you should get a car that drives itself, and then there you go. That's what I did. I was tired of driving. I didn't want to drive anymore, so I got a car that drives
Although
itself.
with you texting, your car could just yell at you and stop driving.
I wasn't texting. I was doing paperwork. There's a difference. But yeah, I mean, it's not like a lot of things that need improved. Just one or two, really. And get more teams. But you did what you could. It's like not like I can hold that against you.
You also
really.
made it work for what you had. Like, I'm sure it would have been a different dynamic, and you would have done things differently if there were 5 teams or 3 teams. But I liked that we had time. I didn't feel rushed. It was very lax because it could have been real serious, and I think that would have made it more uncomfortable with it being our first tournament in the MagFed realm. But that it was just kind of laid back, and at least we knew who we were playing against.
It's true. We played against.
Not that we prepared or like ran drills or anything, but
I did try to put some effort in to figure out like who should go where and where on the field we should try to do everything. I tried to put some effort into that. But I don't know if it was my failing or just us in general failing, but it did not work out as I'd hoped. I did figure out though, if we had a 5th player, I know exactly how we would win, but I'm not going to give that away because that would give it away. Next time, ask the Assassins to go. I'm sure they'd consider it, although they were at Hasserats last weekend? I don't know what that is. Hasserats. I have no idea what that means. Sounds German. Well, so...
it's coming to that hour?
Oh, he's talking to Xavier about that one.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had fun. That would have given us a third team, which apparently there was supposed to be a third team, but they backed out. As did the refs. He was supposed to have a whole team of refs, and they backed out too. The day before, the 2 days before.
People suck.
People do suck. When I say I'm going somewhere, I try to be there. If I don't know if I can be there, I don't say yes, I will be there. I say I'm gonna try. I don't confirm things until I know I'll be there. So I don't know. But in any case, we got nothing else to talk about. We're coming up on an hour, so we will let you guys go unless you have anything pressing you want to talk about. If you do, shoot it at me now because I'm getting offline very shortly.
But we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. We will be back in 1 week. I should have a video up on Tuesday as well, but we'll see how my laziness goes. I mean, I have off.
You have off Friday and Monday.
Yeah, but I got housework to do at my mommy's house. I got stuff to do at my mommy's house. She wants me to put like 4 fans up on a wall.
No, you don't. That's next weekend.
But I'm doing it this weekend if
Well,
I'm not reffing. Why?
You're doing it this weekend?
As in a couple of days from now.
That's not on the schedule.
You're right. It's not on the calendar. Oh, no. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.